Ministry of Health and Medical Services, Dr. Medisel, a representative from the Fiji Cancer Society, our cancer survivors. Staff of the ministry, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad to be here this morning. Glad that we have a day in which to look at this particular scourge that affects our population. And I welcome you all, and I hope that we will have a good, we've already had a very fruitful session so far. And I think the things that we've heard have been very illuminating, they've educated us, and we also learned about the wonderful things that are happening at the Fiji Cancer Society. And I'm always very appreciative for the efforts of organizations like the Cancer Society. WOWS, we heard about the efforts of the Patterson Shipping Service, everybody else, and the media. You all have a very important to play in spreading the gospel that we have in terms of making sure that we can build a country in which our people live healthy and fruitful and productive lives. That's why I'm very glad to be here today, to have to officiate at this particular function. Cancer has become a global epidemic affecting people of all ages, and unfortunately, cases in Fiji have been steadily increasing. Cancer is the third most common cause of death in Fiji. Statistics reveal that women are most likely to be affected by breast, cervix, uterus, ovary, and rectum cancer, while in men, cancers such as prostate, liver, rectum, and lung are common. From 2010 to 2013, a total of around 4,742 cancer cases were recorded in Fiji, including a marked increase in 2013 compared with other years. I've already mentioned a few, but this number also includes leukemia and colorectal cancers. In 2014, there were 248 cases of breast cancer and 236 cases of cervical cancer. And of course, many cases of cancer go unreported, and that's something that we need to address, those that do go unreported. The good news is that many cancers can be treated, and this is the news that we need to get to people out there. Many cancers can be treated. However, the onus is on each and every individual to be health aware. If we take ownership of our health and get screened for cancer and other general health issues, we will be in a better position to know and understand our health status. This knowledge allows us to seek treatment if we are ill or continue healthy living if we are well. Early detection is the best prevention. Cancer can be treatable if detected early. A sad truth is that we have lost our own health staff to cancer only because it was detected in its final stages. And we're very glad to hear one of our staff be able to give a testimony today and the fact that she's been able to survive it. And that is something that is an encouragement for everybody. It's an encouragement for me as a minister to make sure that I get my family checked. And hearing about all this talk about screening that's available today and tomorrow, I'll make sure that they turn up tomorrow. I've had my prostate checked, so I encourage everybody here to get that also checked for all you men out there. So we are encouraging all health staff to walk the talk. All health staff, all of you who haven't been screened, are you going to get screened today and tomorrow? Make sure that we walk the talk, because at the end of the day, people believe what we do. Our message is what we do. That's what Mahatma Gandhi said. My message is my life. We in this ministry must show it. If we talk about screening and early detection, we must make sure that we turn up and get screened. We must work, and what we do will become the message that goes out to the people. We in this ministry, we have always helped others. And I think the message that came very clearly from our staff member that has been a survivor, you should not only treat others, now you have to worry about number one. Worry about number one. Because when you are healthy, you can go out there and help people. Look at your own life, make sure that you get screened. Furthermore, we are at the forefront of receiving patients, so it's important that we are well versed with cancer, including screening and early detection and treatment. This way we can assist any person who walks into our facilities and make them feel comfortable, accepted, and able to cope with cancer. I emphasize again the need for early screening, early detection, and the need to make this a routine part of our lifestyles. To benefit our health, benefit your family, and ultimately benefit your life. Cancer might be scary. It is scary. Every time I hear these words scary, my hackles begin to raise. I get a bit worried. But as long as we are all aware of this, and if we keep talking about cancer, the more we talk about something, the more familiar we get about it, people will take up more cuts. There is no cause to worry and certainly no reason to be ashamed. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a reminder of our continuing efforts to control cancer, and we have great help in doing so from the Fiji Cancer Society and from WOWS, from the Union for International Cancer Control, and recently has been mentioned, we've had the International Agency for Atomic Energy, if that's what it's called, that has been here to look at the possibility of establishing radiation therapy. We've had the ongoing development of our cancer control plan that we hope to have out in the very near future. So there has been progress going. Through this, we now have the support of the whole world to continue the fight against cancer. We can fight cancer. When one person develops cancer, it affects a whole family, even a whole community and a country. So it is the community's role to ensure we support each other to have regular cancer testing. Regular screening allows us to find cancer early so that we can treat it. In men, prostate cancer is most common. If you are older than 40, I think all the men here are older than 40. Any young people here? Maybe you're young ones in front here, probably. But the rest of us in this means if you're older 40, I'm up there, or young ones up there. If you are older, if you are more than 40, make sure you regularly visit a doctor for examination. And don't be frightened, because that examination is not going to kill you. It's going to help save you. Ladies, cervical cancer and breast cancer are most common. You should make sure that if you are between the ages of 30 to 50 years old, have a cervical cancer test every 3 years. Learn how to perform a breast self-examination. Any nurse should be able to teach you how, and you can do this in your own home at any time. If you're concerned by something, tell a doctor. Remember that just because you might find a lump or bump, this may not be cancer. However, some symptoms of cancer like fever, sweating, and change in weight, I hope my sweating is not a sign of cancer, and change in weight can be mistaken for other health issues. So if you notice this in yourself or others, visit a doctor. Think about this. If your mother, brother, son, daughter, or anyone might have cancer, would you want them to leave it alone? It is important to see a doctor if you are concerned about anything. Cancer, as I mentioned before, is the third leading cause of death in Fiji, but it doesn't have to be fatal. We have people here today who have not died from cancer. We've heard their stories, and I think they're an inspiration for all of us. They have been successfully treated. You have heard their stories, so we can see how these cancer survivors are no different from anyone else. And if you talk to them, you will find that they will say that they found it early. We are so lucky here at the ministry to have a dedicated and talented team of doctors and nurses who offer the best possible care for patients with cancers. So I congratulate and I thank the people who are part of the oncology team that are providing these services to our people every day, and the doctors and nurses that were involved in this. Cancer sometimes happens to people without reason, but as the message says, if we can detect cancer, then we can treat cancer. So we must make sure that we try to get people to try to detect the fact that whether or not they have the cancer. And if we can detect cancer, we can treat cancer, and we can then make a difference. I can make a difference in being proactive and concerned for those around me to prevent cancer. So the message that goes out to the community in all of Fiji for the next few days. For the next few days, you can do this at any other time. For the next few days, we invite and we encourage the media to help us and get this message across. We invite everybody as much as possible. Turn up and get screened, to take some action to save your life, to make sure that you can have a more productive life and contribute to the development of this country. So with these words, I formally launch the World Cancer Day for 2016.